10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And action!
So, like, do you want to save that for now, where we kind of deep
Why not
dive in
do
who
that?
you are?
Everyone
or-
knows Quade quite well. They know us quite well. Maybe we explore the inner workings of Luke Franks
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. So
and how he fits into the whole structure of the Primitives, and
That's right.
the fact that we spent so much time in your house, your mum and your
Yeah,
whole family was so
100%.
hospitable.
Let's
to
do that
the
then. Let's
Prims
just
for like a
fucking-
large period.
This is true.
100%.
You introduced us to things that we had never used before.
Now I just sound like a fucking bad influence.
No, you were one of the greatest influences in my life. We grew up very close to each other.
We all
went to
kinda
the
all
same
did.
primary school.
That's right.
With Miguel.
I'm the lone one out.
You were the lone one out, but
True,
you guys are
actually.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
But
in
you
high
were much
school,
better
even
friends,
then,
say, than-
yeah, 3-7 and whatnot.
You spent more time together in high school.
Yeah.
We all kind of live together. Like, we all kind of also still live
Yeah.
fairly close to each other. And stuff.
Yeah, and like, all three of us weren't like overly close in primary school anyway. Like,
No.
No,
like
100%.
even like you and I weren't even that close. Like,
I don't
three of
remember.
us
I
weren't
didn't even remember Goran going to primary school.
No,
but like that's
I
'cause
hung out
he was
with
in
the
a
OC
different
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I don't even know what OC means.
The smart
Opportunity.
boys.
The
Yeah,
only
they gave
the only
you the
person. Smart boy.
That's why you ain't in the OC class.
Yeah. What does OC even mean? What does the OC stand for?
Opportunity class.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, true.
Which is not a-
So you guys had a big opportunity than the rest of us.
Yeah,
That's what you had.
because
You have to do a test to get in, right?
Yeah,
You have,
yeah,
yeah.
you have
You
to
have to
get
do an
Wow,
exam.
fucking.
That's why it was in the bigger leagues.
But it's such
in,
a class that you wouldn't be able to have now. It's like politically incorrect.
Incorrect.
To
Piece.
have 1 out of 6 classes be the opportunity class.
Well, Moorebank turned to a
Selective.
selective school.
Selective is more of a better name than opportunity.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
you want to call
everyone
it
should have the
opportunity. It's selective. It's like, yeah, you need to be selected. You didn't. That's fucked.
I mean, if it's really prejudiced if like 90% of the kids in there are ethnic.
Yeah, we were. We were all Asians, South Asians, Indians, Chinese, and then, Yugoslavs or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any like traditional like white kids in? Like,
Yeah, but he was probably like.
One of.
he was. It's just like one person.
Goran was the only one, even though he wasn't.
It was the no white club, but
It wasn't
one
one
white.
They're like only person I remember in
We had
primary school.
IMAX, we had Bugdom, we had the first digital camera ever given to our school, was given to our class.
True. Yeah.
So we had opportunities.
We just had the leftovers,
Yeah,
pretty much.
as you should. You should have done the test and gotten into my class. Right?
I probably did the test. And couldn't even speak English properly. That I just failed. So
But yeah, back to Luke Franks.
no, so
Sola,
yeah.
Moorebank,
Yeah.
Sefton,
Sefton, Chester Hill,
and we'll leave it at there. Don't-
Cabramatta, and then just
I
tell,
guess
explain
right,
yourself
yeah.
to the people.
So
Oh, true. Sorry.
so yeah.
I just
Oh,
gave my
do
little
that.
spiel of who
Hold
I
on.
think you are and who you were to me in my life.
Let's just have a little intro, right? So welcome back to another episode of Young Primitives. What episode are we on at the moment?
7.
Episode 8.
Is it?
No, because 6
Got one
just
in the
came
bank.
out last week. 7 we recorded last week as well. So this will be episode 8.
Oh, right.
Ep 8. Let's go, baby.
Episode 8. 8's what? Meant to be the lucky number? Or was that 7? I always get confused.
I think they're all lucky, man. Being in the presence of you boys is just lucky enough.
Goddamn.
The...
You have a way with words into my heart.
I know. That's hitting that Fozzie spot.
Fuck,
right
I
there.
wish I had those words.
No, you do. They're within you. You just need to open your throat.
Maybe I...
For other things, not the things that
It was a long weekend.
maybe I'm not meant to be that person that opens up the throat. You
But-
open the throat through me.
Yes.
No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Fuck.
Pause.
Cut the
Pause.
Pause, yeah, man, pause. Getting my-
this episode.
Yeah, I'm getting my words fucking jumbled up right here, right now.
You're
But
gonna be busy editing this.
hopefully Goran will be editing this one. But so, Luke, so we had you 2-3 weeks ago now, and
Yeah,
I guess you had a bit too much of.
Oh, so
fuck, I don't even
I'm
know
back
what to call it.
in non-baked form. I'm moderately sober this time. Like, I
Beautiful.
can actually get some words out. Maybe talk a little bit about myself, possibly.
Let's go.
Possibly. So, you know.
So you wanted to kind of redeem yourself from that time where
Oh,
you
not
couldn't
re-
really
it's
speak
not about
too much,
redemption.
or-
It's more just about like providing something positive to the podcast. Whereas I can't do that when I'm like not crisp, which is what I'm not when I'm high. Like I sort of touched on a little bit when I was here and high, like how I can't function myself when I'm actually high. So it's
Yeah,
like,
you're too into your own head or whatever.
yeah,
it is.
for sure. Like I have a lot of social anxiety normally. So like, and weed just amplifies the fuck out of that.
Understood.
So So like it's just not something that I like to be in a public setting or like when I'm by myself. Sure.
Yeah, I've seen you very high.
Oh yeah. Once or twice.
And we've had some great chats while you were high.
Yeah,
But
fucking know, because I'm like more comfortable in a more comfortable setting. But like, obviously, it's a little confronting, and like being in this kind of setup, and being high definitely does not help that.
it may not.
Yeah.
100%. So like we all kind of met in. Did I hang out with you in primary school? Probably not.
Well, not really. We didn't talk
Did
much
you
at all
come
because like
to-
you weren't obviously didn't speak English very well back then. But
Wow.
what? It's true,
Feelings
bro.
hurt,
Holy-
feelings
He
hurt.
still doesn't speak very good English.
I can't understand a word he's fucking saying.
I can barely hold on the conversation.
No,
Yeah.
we didn't really start having like an actual like relationship in primary school until Mr. Wellington's class.
Oh, so you were in Mr. Weather?
Yeah, you sat behind me and Pradeep, and like, me and Pradeep
Oh,
sat
Pradeep
together.
was also in our
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
hanging out with Pradeep
Mr.
though.
Worthington's class would have been your year 5th class?
6.
Oh, 6.
So like that was when because Deeps arrived in year 6 and so like you sat like directly behind us.
Was
and
that next to Mitchell? Or was
I don't-
Mitchell already in the OC class?
I don't fucking
Mitchell is the
remember.
only person I remember during primary school.
Who the fuck is Mitchell?
Who's Mitchell? Mitchell didn't go to our school.
No, Mitchell didn't go to high school. Oh shit! Imagine Mitchell never went to primary school. So like someone I created in my
That was your
head.
best friend.
That was my friend, but he like oh shit. No, I do remember Mitchell. Like yeah, year 5, year 6, I think he was with that.
Yeah.
It's like tall white guy, white dude.
Sounds like
He had like freckles in his head. It sounds made up, does it? Does it sound made
No,
up?
that's just been erased, man. That's all.
Well,
Like,
maybe,
fucking,
but- So then in year 6, but then, so you would be sitting next to Pradeep, and then I guess you'd be talking to
yeah,
him.
yeah, we used to get in trouble for like throwing each other's shit off each other's desks because we're just fucking around all the primary school. That's all the school was like, just a fuck around 24/7. Then we all went to high school again together as well.
Nice.
Um,
Did Paddy just knock everything off your table with his nose at the time? Come on the podcast. If you want to redeem yourself, come on the podcast. I'm like,
what?
Hard, otherwise you're getting caught out, boy.
Yeah, what?
come on, boy.
I don't get why he doesn't want to show off his fresh nose, man.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Well, which fresh nose? Like the photo that I showed you last time, Goran?
Oh. Have you guys seen the nose? I mean the photo. Sorry.
I've seen the updated firmware. I don't know what you're talking about. And then, yeah, fucking
No, but like answer Goran's question.
what?
How many times did he knock your eraser off the table? With
Oh, we
With
did.
his
It was like we got separated eventually because the teacher couldn't hack it. Like, because we're we're good friends.
But even from the outside of the classroom, he could still
we're right. Oh, true, actually.
Like, was he good at figuring out, like,
He'd-
words
he'd-
with his nose?
He
Like-
could sniff anything out that he wanted to. Like,
Motherfucker knew what they were making in the canteen.
he didn't even have to pay
nose
attention to the
was already
chalkboard. He
there.
could smell what was being written.
Fuck.
So it's turned from Luke's intro to Pradeep's roast.
The roast was
Yeah. Oh, have you guys seen videos on YouTube where people like roast other people?
Fucking
Yeah.
earth, bro.
Yeah, you're
We
in
should
one.
do someone. Shit. No. We should do that for like just like a special
Every
episode.
birthday, I reckon every time
Special
one of the
episode.
Prims has a birthday, we roast.
Oh, that's fucked. My birthday's next.
Let's
It's my 30th.
Oh, but Goran's not even gonna be.
Yeah, I know
here
you're not
for
going to be here. It's going to be a big one,
I'll
too.
prepare a speech.
Whoa. As long as it gets played.
100%. Luke's a thrasher or die skater.
I was not so much no more. I'm 30 now, so the knees don't handle like they used to. I'll probably fucking die and lose my job because I won't be able to work anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you miss it?
Like
Do you
still,
ever think about it?
yeah, I still have my board in my car. Like I'll still like roll around and shit, but I just like
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not jumping downstairs anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
No,
that. I'm not
shit,
doing
no.
that shit anymore. Like it's like
Your
I
brain
stopped.
won't let you. It's too smart now. It's okay.
No,
Is it too smart
That's-
or has it forgotten?
that's being generous.
That's for funny.
Or you
Or
you've
I
just
could like work up to it. Honestly, like I could get back to it. It's more.
Yeah.
It's more rust than anything. Like I could definitely.
That's all it is.
Could definitely get back into it.
Yeah, your hair kind of looks a bit rusty too.
Oh, my God.
Let's go.
A little bit red.
So slacky, girl. He's just trying to introduce himself.
Yeah, well, fuck. This is not FG, all right. So take it easy, boy.
You just gotta put it on
Another
there.
important fact concerning me and Luke Franks is that we're birthday brothers, born on the
Right.
same day of the same year, 4th November '91.
Hell yeah.
I feel like
And
you
through
guys
that,
should
I think that's
kiss.
always been our connection more than anything. Is always like, you know, the
Yeah.
fact that we were.
So we knew
Birthday
about that in
brothers.
primary school as well.
Yes.
It was. Did you go to after school care for a time?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was where we made the connection.
Yeah. After school.
Yeah, because
with Christina, the Macedonian.
yeah. Because I can picture like our like relationship like when like hanging around that area, but it was just like but I didn't know if you actually went to after school because I went there from like K to 6. Like,
Yeah.
For, like,
Yeah, so like my parents would drop me off at before school, Karen. So you were at before school, Karen?
Nah, never.
Only after?
Yeah, because I lived like right around the corner.
Yeah,
I
there's
just
no
walked. I
point.
just walked to school
Yeah.
like whenever the fuck. But then like I didn't have keys to the house. My mum's not gonna give me fucking keys to the house.
No,
When
no.
I'm,
We were
Yeah.
expecting bonks when we was 12.
hey, my mum had the weed, so sorry, mum.
Yeah, what? So you couldn't go. So you didn't have house keys, so you couldn't go home after school. You had to wait.
Yeah,
for
my
someone
mum had to
come.
like come and pick me up. So she'd like finish work at the bank. She was working at fucking Westpac back in the day. So she'd like she'd finish work. She was working in like Liverpool Westfields. She'd finish at like 5, come pick me up and go home.
True. So you had to be for like after school till 5, like
Yeah,
from
yeah.
3 to 5.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
you used
yeah.
to do for 2 hours?
Bro, like
Play.
I was always like the last person to leave too. It was weird, but it was like just like sit there like watch shows, watch TV shows.
There's other
watch,
kids
like,
there too, eh?
Yeah.
So he's all play.
It's all just to fuck around,
Like you
really.
do your homework,
they
you
like
play, you watch movies.
Yeah.
they feed you like afternoon tea, like
Yeah.
give you like fairy bread and shit.
Yeah, like cut up fruit.
Remember, like in the mornings, like for 50 cents or $1, you get like 2 slices of toast with like Vegemite and cheese, and like
Fuck.
a glass of Milo for $1, bro. Like,
So then that means like the teacher had to be there. So someone
was
had to get
teachers.
paid.
No.
They were like proper like carers.
Carers.
Like,
Oh,
like, yeah.
true. So someone else would come in. Were they young, the carers? Or
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
like daycare, like
Yeah.
daycare.
Daycare,
You know when you like childcare, the same people, but just at a school.
They were young though.
Yeah, but like you
looking
would.
back,
Yeah, well, see, like they would have been young, right?
Early 20s.
like they didn't seem young to us then, but like you look back now and they were probably mid
Younger,
20s.
yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
Wow.
My first fight ever was with Brian McKenna.
Bro, true.
Yeah,
So in primary school?
kid.
Yeah, he used to live down the road from my dad's house.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
I used
And
to,
then-
I used to look up to him like a motherfucker because he was like he was the bad kid, you know. So yeah, it was like my initial like bad influence when I was a kid.
He was sitting there and playing Hangman. And I wanted to play Hangman. It was our turn, bro. We had put the coins down on the Hangman table and everything.
Right.
And then as I walked over and asked him, bro, he just uppercutted me. And I
Actually?
Yeah.
How old were you?
It would have been like maybe year
11?
4, year 3, year 4.
No way.
10, is that 10?
Yeah.
Or is that,
Yeah,
Was it
maybe
9?
10, year
Yeah.
10 or 9.
He was a year older than us as well.
Bro, that's so little. Like that, not little, but you know what I mean. It's young.
Yeah.
And to be
Kids
so
fight.
aggressive.
And he was just a violent kid. I remember him being like into his like teenagehood being more and more violent.
Yeah, he's in the army now.
He's an army. Yeah, there you go.
I believe like he's a very like down to earth person, like very like
Yeah, because he's probably shot some Afghanis. Like,
probably, yeah.
Probably just grown, bro, through experience, just like how we all do, man.
yeah.
Just like
He's very down
yourself.
to earth now.
Everything changes as your KD goes up.
Yeah, bro.
Wait, just because it hit you back then doesn't mean it still wants to hit you now, bro. You need to let that shit go.
No. But to finish my story,
Hold the mic close to your mouth, please.
I got up, walked over, punched him, went home. My dad was like, "Oh, what the fuck happened to you?" Was kind of scared. Went the next day thinking that like I had not done anything to the kid, and that was the first time I ever saw my dad be proud of me. The fact that I had like defended myself, which was cool.
What? So what did you do? Did you retaliate or no?
Yeah, retaliated.
Oh, true. So you did hit him,
Yeah, I
and then
did
your
hit
dad was proud of that you actually hit him back.
The next day that that he had come down to like try to like sort it out with the teachers to like, why is my son getting hit? And then he was like, who was it? And then I showed him the kid, and he had like a big red like eye.
True.
Like, Brian.
But you don't remember hitting him.
No, I do remember him.
Okay. Do you? Or
Uh,
has it just been like, oh, he's got a black eye or red eye?
Yeah,
or
maybe it was the next day seeing him with the black eye.
Maybe he went home and he got beat by his parents,
Probably.
so you didn't actually hit him.
Don't know. But anyway,
Wow.
the pride of my the pride of my dad still existed. So.
Yeah. You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
Not until now.
Not
Well,
until now.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Don't need it now.
Don't need it.
Did you have any of that like kind of experience with your dad? Like, did you get in many fights in primary school? Like either of you?
Nah,
I didn't.
Not in primary school. I never really fought. I never really fought.
True. I was
Yeah,
in
you
a,
were
a-
never like an aggressive person.
No.
ever.
Mm.
No.
I was in a lot.
Bro, I remember when you got into a fight in like year 7 or 8 with like Johnny
me to turn it down?
Foster, Ozzy and Ozbay.
Don't-
Like those boys because
It's
they
not weed, bro. Don't have that.
were picking on Nathaniel.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was a pretty like frequent thing in high school. Like
Yeah.
there were people like pick on the people around me, and I would just
And-
lose it.
And like the shit thing was because like Nathaniel's like, he's not a big guy. He's not a big guy, but he's not a fucking. He wasn't like that big in high school compared to like some other kids. 'Cause, like obviously some kids were like they develop earlier and shit, and like those boys were like probably bigger than like they were bigger than me when I was that age when that happened.
Yeah.
They're definitely bigger than Nathaniel because Nathaniel's still not.
Yeah, and I wasn't a big kid then either. I was
yeah.
worried.
I just remember you
little.
fucking punched all four of them.
Yeah, and it happened like they wouldn't come and pick on me because they know they'd be in for a fight, but they pick on the people around me, and then they just get a fight with me anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go, Luke Franks, bro. Protect them.
That was just how, because I wasn't gonna sit there idly while people are getting fucking.
No, especially not because like Nathaniel was like a smaller kid at the time.
He's such a harmless person.
Yeah,
I've never
exactly.
had like any qualms with that kid.
Yeah, because it was like before he had braces. So they were I
Teasing
fucking
him.
remember they were teasing him. They had a piece of bark and they were like
Did you
chewing
drop
at your
your
beaver.
mic?
And
Sorry,
like
I
I,
don't think your mic's even picked.
I saw red, man. I just
Yeah.
fucking lost it.
Good, good.
But like
Yeah.
the one time they like actually tried to like put it over me was in science class. I remember I was in the same science class with Johnny, Oze, and Osbe, and I was just like I was sitting on like
Yeah, no.
they were sitting like over there on like
Yeah,
the long
yeah.
desks. I was like sitting
Yeah,
by
like,
What's
myself.
Johnny got to talk about? Sorry, Johnny, I love you, bro. You were like hair icon. in
He was
7.
never
But
a
his
big
his teeth were more fucked up than anyone's.
I don't know, like it's all fucking it's all
all-
childish
it
shit.
is,
Like
of
it's not
course.
like I hold any like resonant. Like I'm not.
No, but you had to stick up for your boy at the time.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, the only time
As you should.
went for anything aggressive personally against me was like in year 9 or something. And yeah, one of the Osve twins. I can't remember which one it was.
Was it
They
Turkish?
rolled up a textbook
Mm-hmm.
and just came up behind me and just smacked me over the back of the head with it.
Ooh.
And I just got straight up out of my chair, grabbed him by both shoulders,
Let's
and
go.
then just pushed him straight into the
The
desk,
benches.
the benches, and
Yeah.
like remember how they like protruded?
Yes, yes.
His
yes.
spine like snapped back, and
Good.
he just fell to the floor.
You little
I was
Turkish
I
cat.
got, and like the teacher was obvious, like the whole classroom stopped because it's just like violence in the classroom. Teacher like sent us out, and everyone goes their separate ways. I was like worried for half a second, like obviously not, like I kind of wanted him to die at that given point in
Yeah.
time, but you kind of look back at it and it's like I could have paralyzed him for life because like I almost snapped like the base of his
Nah,
spine.
bro. You're bendy when you're a kid, bro.
It's true. Apparently, man, he was like, "Joop." But yeah, it was just high school. It was like,
What about Bunsen burners and just like lighting
Oh,
a
yeah.
fire on the actual? Not even plugging a Bunsen
no,
burner
you're
in?
disconnected. Just kind of-
Holy hell.
Fuck, we're gonna have to do like a big Young Prims episode with just like how everybody became friends too.
Yes, like everyone sits in a circle and we have
Sort
like
of
3
thing.
cameras or something.
Yeah.
Sitting around the men's circle, my
Yeah.
favorite.
I'd love to have all the girls that were involved in our high school experience.
Fuck, that'd be hard.
Yeah, but like there were so many of them that like literally shaped who the fuck we are right now.
Yeah, bro.
Through them
Maybe
like
for you.
denying us or accepting us. Like
Everyone's
Maybe
grown up
for
so
you.
separately as well. Like no one's
no,
really.
it's friends, bro. You had friends, bro. What do you mean? We all had female friends. You didn't have any female friends?
I can't remember. I literally like.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe I did speak to a few girls, but I don't know. I wouldn't really consider them as friends.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That's
True. Oh, yeah.
Like I'll have like.
Like
this,
not even
this,
from
that,
year,
yeah.
not even the year 11 and 12 when we all became friends. Like year 11 and 12, the whole year just
Yeah,
became
but like,
Yeah.
best mates.
It would be like at school though, but like after school.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
I know what
really-
you're saying.
I don't really
Yes,
else
yeah.
speak
like
to
after
them.
school, I was.
Cause yeah,
It was just the always.
I remember on like even on my 18th, I did invite like their group and everything like that, but I don't remember them. Like I don't remember me talking to them after school as much, or at all. Oh yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just like. Yeah, I had friends that were girls at school.
Like you were very good friends with like obviously Chucky, Sarah. You were very
Yeah.
good friends with, and then and they're all like group of people.
Yeah, fucking oath. But I only hung out
Courtney,
with.
fuck, I miss Courtney. Courtney Nelson, where are you? Love you, Courtney.
I fucking only hung out with the boys outside of school, but yeah. Like I hung out with Luke. I hung out with you more when you left school.
Yeah, true. Actually.
Yeah, when
Because
you
that was
li-
when we started.
Oh.
Like that was when we came close. We came like.
You were a dropout, eh?
Yeah,
Year
yeah.
11?
I left midway through year 11
Yeah.
because of the
trumpet.
the trumpet,
And Elliot.
the trombone.
Elliot
incident.
and trombone. Elliot and the trombone.
But it was also
Like
like
Sunny and Always Sunny episode. Elliot and the trombone.
Wait, what's this story? What happened?
so like we were in music class and Elliot was playing with the trombone and he got the fucking mouthpiece stuck in. Like it was like fucking jammed it. Like someone must have jammed it in and they couldn't get the mouthpiece back out of it, so it was stuck. So it wouldn't get back in the case. So they needed to actually do some work on it. Apparently, like they fucked the trombone, and then apparently I got pinned for it, and I didn't even touch the fucking thing. So like, and then I had to pay like $500 to fix the trombone. But like, it was kind of a 2-in-1. It was like a bit of a fucking KFC 2-piece feed, you know, not a 3-piece feed, just a 2-piece feed.
What was
2
the
for
second?
30.
Yeah, it's a 2 for 30.
What was the second thing?
It was just like I wasn't doing any assignments.
Yeah, you weren't
I wasn't gonna do like I wasn't achieving anything in high school. I was just there for the fuck around.
So the
like,
school kind of wanted to kick you out.
Yeah, so like I had this
You
like
weren't
I had
ready
a
to go to TAFE and do stuff.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I had to sit down with like Miss Dunbar, love you.
Love
Cardio watch.
And she basically like, and my dad was there, and like, cause they were. Because my dad taught at the school we went to, but like he left before we all started.
That's right, he was a math teacher.
Yeah, he was a math teacher.
Mr.
And
Franks?
they were, yeah, they
That was
were. That's the one. They were year advisors together. Funnily enough, like
No way.
a while ago. Like so, they were close. So like when they like sort of sat me down to do the to like sort of like review what I'm doing, they're like, "You're not doing any assignments. Like, what are you doing here?" I was like, I don't know. They're like, you're just a distraction in class. Like you're not achieving anything. Like your test results are good,
Always,
but you're gonna fail. But you're gonna fail because you're not doing assignments. So like, are you gonna turn around and do assignments? I was like, probably not. They're like,
Would you have, it's going back then with the knowledge you have today, would you have focused yourself then?
it's a fucking tough
Because it
question.
wasn't hard for us to finish.
Yeah, like sure, like it wouldn't have been. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Like, what did it really achieve anything differently?
No, you just got to spend so much more time with the boys.
Yeah. Like I would have done a million things differently if I like had my time again. But like,
Yeah.
but at
the
same
outcome
ti-
is outcome's here.
the outcome's the same. Like I'm very happy with how this all turned out, regardless of like how certain parts of like life turned out. You know, like that. Of course, everyone goes through rough times.
But there's,
that's
no,
unavoidable.
No, of course not. Yeah.
There's every chance that if you went to year 12, those situations would have happened anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for
so-
sure. I mean, it would have like because it all sort of kicked off as we hit 18 anyway. We were just like
Yeah, right.
The group all came together. We turned 18 and we all just started smoking weed every single day together. Like
It
all,
was-
like a huge group of us, like just smoking like all the time.
Yeah.
It was Michael's New Year's party. That was the reason. Michael's New Year's party after high school was the reason we all started hanging out as like the bigger group that we became.
Yeah,
I wasn't
right.
there. I wasn't
No, you
allowed
were
to be.
there.
I wasn't allowed to be.
But were you not at that house, that New Year's party?
Nah, I wasn't at his 18th. The last party I went to before,
Miguel's 18th?
was
Tverk's.
Tverk's 18th. That was the day after Tverk's 18th. I got drug tested and then shut down.
Bruh.
I got shut down
When
for
is
that whole
Teving's
summer.
birthday?
Like
October?
usual 2 weeks, weeks staggered.
Tabinks had his before we finished. He had it before.
His
So the
birthday's
20th
like
of October, right? But I can't remember when the
No,
party
I
was.
thought it was early October.
21st of October, sorry. Tabinks is.
Was it? Because I know that at the end of year 12, it was Tabink's 18th and Miguel's 18th
Yeah.
and then Luke's 18th, and they're all 2 weeks apart.
Maybe I did go to.
Because
No.
Tverk's would have been first, but I just don't know when his birthday
Tabinks was
is.
first. I got drug tested next day. Didn't get to go to school. Didn't get to go to your birthday.
That's right, you were meant to go to school.
I don't
anyway.
even know if it would like. I
Didn't
don't
get to do
remember.
anything until uni started for me, which is when I just pretend to go to uni but smoke weed.
Yeah, but that's when that's when you hang out with us, and that's where we used to smoke.
At
Yeah.
the spot.
But it was after New Year's at Michael's house. That morning, that's the next morning we woke up there, and we all fell asleep there, and that's when Michael said, like, so me, I'm pretty sure it was me and you. I don't know if you were there, but we fell asleep. We passed out at Michael's house, and Michael was talking to his dad, and his dad was like, "I didn't say they could stay over." Michael's like, "Yeah, you did." And he's like, "I said no such thing."
That's where it came.
And that's where that came from. And then that night is when we went to the spot, but the water spot, and we
Yeah.
smoked the Purple Head.
Yeah.
We got Purple Head. And then you had it recorded that whole night on your
A
phone.
bunch of us. Like,
Yeah.
No, it was me. Was it just me? Or
You
did
used to
one
just,
of-
we used to just, remember we used to just
Yeah.
record us
Yeah, it
hanging
was-
out?
yeah, it was very-
And
it
you
was
had it on your old
common
phone, your old
occurrence.
Nokia.
Yeah.
Where's your Nokia?
Gone. Done. Yeah.
Still works, but it's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, so you still have it?
I don't know.
Oh. I'm like, can we Simon
legit,
retrieve
like,
it?
that's buried underground, but that'll work for the next 400 years.
I just want the footage. Man.
But yeah, the footage was us smoking,
all right.
us smoking Purple Head, and I remember you having the footage of it, like with your shitty like 2 megapixel camera, the flashlight on, we were zooming up so close because it was purple, and we're like, it's so close to Purple Haze, but it's not, it's Purple Head, and that was the only time we ever got that and then like it was that was like the domino effect that like started what became everything from that night, because that's when we all started smoking more frequently.
Yeah.
Because
because you couldn't hang out with us for so long. Like we all went through like that big, because that acid phase happened like very shortly after.
Yes,
we all started
April.
doing acid very shortly after.
so there was like a
But
few
you-
months before. I was like late to the party on
Yeah,
acid by
yeah.
a few months.
By that time,
I didn't even join that party.
I was already well acquiring. I was, you know.
Yeah, you were- yeah,
I had acid to help my friends out.
He had a lot of acid, bro.
And yeah, I had those fucking the pink elephants were the first one.
Pink elephants, California sunshines.
Pink elephants.
Oh yes, pink elephants.
Yeah.
Pink elephants were the first ones I tried.
Yeah,
California sunshines were my favorite ever to have. Vitamin C's were the most beautiful fucking experience I've ever had in my life.
That shit was heavy. I had to face my mum on those vitamin C's, like, cause like
I
when
had to
got
face
out,
myself, bro.
I had to face the world with the ocean crashing at you. Yeah, I had to like, because I got some for all the boys, and then I had the rest of the stash at home, and then I was already tripping by that point, and a bunch of other people came out and they wanted some. I was like, fuck. I know my mum was at home, so I had to like go home,
Yes.
fucking face my mum while I'm tripping, and like go get more of them, and then take them back out with me. And she just like she fucking grabs me by the arm. She's like, "What's in your system?"
I remember that.
Oh no.
Boom! My head just fucking exploded.
She knew you were tripping.
Oh yeah, my mum been around. She'd
Wasn't
been
it?
around.
Yeah.
I took 2 of those vitamin C's when we went down to the beach. in
You
Wollongong.
and Lana. And
Yeah, Lana, Mia, and Supertramp, Alexander.
That would have been hectic.
Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch.
Yeah, you were with your ex around that time, Miggy.
Yeah,
You
I
never
wasn't.
came
I
out.
wasn't. I wasn't allowed out.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to smoke.
I remember
weed.
the first time that I had seen you since after high school was Michael's birthday, his 18th. And no, it was his,
No,
no, it wasn't his
19th.
18th. It was his 19th at the hotel, and that's when like that was the first time. And his birthday is October 10. That was the first time I'd seen you that year, because like we were all hanging out, but you weren't allowed to.
Well,
Yeah, I don't even remember his
Yeah.
19th. What the?
No,
city.
you just showed up with your ex,
Oh yeah.
and we were in the hotel
I do remember
because that was the night
You guys
that
all drinking. And shit.
burnt down the
What was the hotel? In the city? No.
in the city. Yes, in the city.
Yeah,
But then how come that happened back out that way?
because that was me. Me and Michael had jigged university because it was his birthday, and we smoked hash. We had gotten hash, and that was just.
So
We
that was
smoked
earlier that day.
Yeah, and then we had left, come back. I had left and got in trouble because my mum saw us walking at the internet
Yeah.
cafe. She worked around the corner. And then,
Oh, 'cause
whatever
you went
happened
to be a
after that
uni.
happened.
The off-camera shenanigans.
Continue.
Okay, well, yeah,
But yeah, that's what happened.
there's a lot of incriminating evidence. But there- there was
To
no
nothing,
illegal.
which nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
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 We've never done anything illegal. I don't know what
I've
you're talking
never,
about.
I've never seen anyone do anything illegal.
So were we hanging at your mum's house a lot just after we all left high school, or was it already happening before because you had already left high school?
Before.
Do you know what I mean?
It was before. We used to hang.
So it was when we were like 17 then,
yes,
11
Yes.
maybe?
We used to hang out at your house a lot. Because remember we had Andre's 18th and we all went back to yours afterwards? And we went like partying like that. And that's where there's the photo of me and
yeah.
Party that raped Miguel.
Sure.
At the
Oh,
park.
next to the...
Yeah, at the park next to your house.
Yeah.
Wait,
We used to
where's
always-
that photo? I haven't seen that shit in ages.
It's
like-
like facey somewhere.
Because like even though we weren't like fucking getting into harder stuff back then, my mum was always like just happy to know that we're safe. So she
Yeah.
was like even if we were being menaced, she'd
Yeah,
much
she would tell
she'd
us
much
all
rather
that.
us like
To be at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're just drinking a
Yeah,
lot.
we weren't doing hard
She was
stuff.
very
We kind of
comfortable
never
to
got
be
into it.
around like where you couldn't do that with
Yeah,
with
yeah,
my
yeah.
family and
Yeah, like of course she wouldn't want us doing
No,
stuff
no.
in the house, but she would like she obviously didn't like appreciate the acid phase because that was you know
it was
That's a bit different.
It was your house
That's
or
full
like
on.
Magic Kingdom.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
And that massive slide that had holes in it.
Bruh, that we used to slide down anyway.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Legit.
Shit, that was...
Is
that
Magic
was
Kingdom
scary.
still there? Don't even know.
Man, that was a long time ago.
I
Bro,
reckon-
Magic Kingdom was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that a place like that existed during a time that we were like
Needed it.
experiencing with psychedelics.
Yes. Yeah.
And was it abandoned?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It's a panda thing.
And then like you
Overgrown.
walk around like if you follow the track around, there's just like mushroom huts and shit, and you're like, how is this? Did someone put this here for us?
Yes.
The best. This is the best. It's
Like that, and it was just like 10 minutes down the road. We've driven past it our whole like childhood's growing up, going down what's that road? Hume Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going past it all the time, and you're like, oh, and then someone just ever says to you, oh, have you been to Magic Kingdom? What's Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in Lansvale. What's in Lanesville? It's an abandoned theme park. What? An abandoned theme park?
With like an 8-lane super slide?
That's still there now?
Let's go.
It's probably not there now, huh?
No,
Fuck,
no,
it's
at
been,
that
it's
time
been,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about now.
Yeah,
though.
Like
Fuck.
the whole,
Should we rip that
the whole
Should
place
we-
was overgrown, dilapidated. Like there was like
No one's taking care
the
of
super
it.
slide we're talking about. Like it had like a big chunk out of it missing. Like
You
there
have to
was
make sure you missed.
yeah, there was legitimately like if
How
you
high
if
do you
you
reckon
went
that was
off
as well? Yeah.
if you went off
Dead.
there
And you were through the
you
fucking
were
hole.
you were impaled. You like there was. Like no one even like looked through down
Yeah,
there.
no.
Like no one wanted to know what was down there. But if you went out of there, not in for a good time. I
Yeah,
guarantee
you were quite
that.
high there. Like it was quite high too. It wasn't a.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it wasn't
you
a
were,
meter or
you were
something.
you were falling probably about 15 meters at
Yeah.
least.
You had to walk up the thing like fucking.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but
how.
when we were all on psychedelics, we're like,
Yeah, we're just
just running up like we're kids, yeah? Sitting on top and we're just like, whoa.
We had bread crates. There's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, that's
and
the only way to slide down on bread crate.
Yeah, we'll just like you just like get a little run up and then just jump in the bread crate, try and hit it as fast as you can, and like by like the fifth or sixth like dip, you just like completely skip one. Like, oh,
Like no cares for like anything going wrong.
No,
yeah.
yeah.
What do you mean? It doesn't happen.
No fucks- no
Nothing
fucks
goes
given,
wrong.
no.
Nothing ever goes wrong, man.
Yeah.
there are a few stacks, but a bit of
wasn't-
a bit of blood, but nothing
Yeah,
major.
was
man.
like no one's broke a bone or no
No,
one
no,
like
no, no.
like traumatic injuries or anything.
Fuck, that could have. Yeah. Could have happened so easily, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
many times, man. Many. Do you remember when we built the bridge?
Yeah, that was.
Between two homes?
Yeah,
I wasn't
between
there
two-
for that night, but
yeah.
I heard
Two
it,
unbuilt
you guys are
homes,
crazy.
yeah.
Like there was like, and in the middle there's just this like steel fence, like that's just like it's just
Yes, like a
if you
temporary
fall,
fence
yeah,
for
if you fall,
construction.
if you fall into that, you're sliced in half.
Oh,
And we're just like Michael, the crazy cunt. There's just one 2x4 going between two
There's a
houses. It's
cat.
like long as fuck. He just like walks across it. He's like he takes a couple steps. The thing's just like wobble, 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 wobble. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's good. It just keeps going. Like no, I never even did it. Even when we had the handrail, I'm like, nah, no chance, no chance. Everyone did it but me. No chance. I was not doing that. I saw the initial wobble. And I'm like, nah, I'm climbing on the roof now.
Would
Fuck
you
this.
would you ever do bungee jumping?
Yeah, because
Would
it's
you-
like it's a controlled environment. Like that was as much as that was a controlled environment. I could just picture the worst happening, and I wasn't like when you're not in a mindset to be able to like handle like not having the worst thing happen, like that you're probably like leaning into the worst thing happening. So
Yeah.
like that was kind of how I felt about it, because I was like I would have been thinking about it too much that it would have just happened.
Right.
So I wouldn't. So I just didn't. I just did not want to even chance it.
Smart move.
When did you move out of home, Luke?
I moved out at when I was 20, so I got arrested for possession. Definitely not selling drugs. I was under the possession of 6 MDMA caps when the police arrested me. And
Where was this at?
Pardon? This was at Chinese Laundry in the city. I was attending a gig. I was
Who was playing?
Flosstradamus.
Oh,
was it?
Yep.
So-
I've got a memory like a goldfish.
No, that's me.
It was at Flosstradamus. I remember the whole thing. I was sitting next to you while you got done, and I told you you shouldn't have been there.
yeah, I know I shouldn't have been there.
And
but
you were
I
like,
was way too off my head. I was on.
And you-
I was capping out.
and you're like,
No, it'll be
I'm
fine.
like, it'll be fine. I'm like, bro, they're right next to you. You're gurning worse than like you've ever gurned, and like you should just walk away. Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
It was too late.
And then I remember the cop looking at you, and she's like, "This kid's got something on him. We're searching you." And you're like, "Okay."
They didn't find the acid though, so it could have been worse.
Where was it? It was in
Sit down, boy.
cards or something?
Yeah, and that was
That was
so,
a
like,
different time.
Oh, this is
Yeah, yeah.
Between two
How many times do you always get caught with tabs?
I got
With the
twice.
sexual
Twice.
A drug? Is that what it is? Sexual C? I don't know.
Sexual schedule.
Schedule?
I
I
don't know.
An awkward thing was sexual.
I don't know what the term is. I don't know what the term is in Australia, but it's pretty harsh. If I got caught with 6 MDMA caps and 2 acid tabs, that would have been in trouble. But like when I don't even know if I should say this. Oh, well, I guess I don't have them any.
No, but
I
there's
had
what's it called? The
statute
of limitations?
this is all for entertainment purposes. It's all
Exactly. You're a
exaggerated for
character.
entertainment
It's
purposes.
in
Yeah,
classes as well.
exactly. So I used to buy a lot of acid just for for self use.
A friend of yours did.
Yeah, yes.
Friend of a
yes.
friend of a friend.
And he was normally
Would've been, I still do.
normally fairly smart with it. Obviously fairly reckless because he was young, but it would normally at least like he would get his stash, he would take it home, drop it off, and then go out and do his normal routine. But
What
for
was your normal
some,
routine? Smoke weed.
yeah.
And take us.
So anyway, like, so I'm just gonna talk it from my perspective.
Yes.
So this time was different. For some reason, I picked up my tabs and then just like met up with Deeps and Quaid,
Right.
and then we went to like we went to TikTok's, which is like basically like an industrial area. We just went to smoke some weed in a car, and
Oh, you guys didn't even go into TikTok where you play
no,
games
we just
like a child?
we're just like, it was like fucking 9 o'clock at night or whatever, 10 o'clock at night, and like, yeah, we finished our sesh and like we're just like packing up, we're just like baked as fuck, chilling in the car, listening to fucking probably Good Kid, Mad City or something. Oh no, fucking
No, Tribe.
no, yeah, like
Yes.
it was
You've
the,
been a lot
earlier.
the mixtape. There was the CD, the Deep CD, where it was like
yes.
had all the bangers on it, like the old like Schoolboy
Fuck,
and
remember
all
all the mixtapes Michael used to make
Right.
with different names and stuff, like The Mountain and then like, I don't know. Just,
Oh, true. Actually, yeah. Anywho,
Go.
so we finished the sesh, and then the cops show up, and these two don't even know that I've got the tabs on me. So they rock up. They're like, they shine the light on us. Our eyes are red as fuck, and they're like, so you guys been anything? They're like, nah. They're like, keep in mind we can see the bong, the cone piece, the scissors, the bowl. And it's like, yeah, we just finished the weed. And they're like, oh, so you've been smoking? We're like, yeah, but like we finished. Like it's all gone. Like these two are like just like, kind of like, there's nothing you can do to us.
Yeah,
like we've
yeah.
literally finished it all.
and you're there like, oh.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck, fuck. So I had so it was in my wallet like opened up like this, and then on that side it like opened up again, and then there was like a card slot under there. So
Yeah.
like I had it tucked up under there,
Yeah.
and it was just in my wallet. So when the cops like told us, they're like, all right, so the cops told us you're gonna get out of the car, you're gonna put all your belongings on the bonnet. So when I got up out of the car, I was like sitting on a bunch of shit anyway. Like I was sitting on the right side, and like there was a bunch of shit on the left.
Yes, yes.
I like moved over to the left, and as I like got up, I like pushed my wallet out of my pocket, and just like sort of placed it on top of all the shit in the back seat,
Yeah.
so that when they opened it, they would grab my license out and overlook it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And there's 50 fucking tabs sitting in my wallet,
Wow.
which is
That's a lot. for
that's
anyone that doesn't know.
that's probable probably not
Did I
jail
hear, like-
time, but because it would have been the first offense at the
5-0?
time.
5-0.
Yeah. So, but I was probably
Schedule 1, not
Yeah.
fucking sexual 1.
Sexual C. Chocolate.
like
Schedule 1 drug.
like I probably would have got done for supply, honestly. Like it would have.
It's a lot, especially because it's psychedelic, so it's like one of the highest. It's like
Yeah.
having meth or like...
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been a good time, but yeah. So I was sweating and I was high as fuck as well. So that definitely wasn't helping.
But again, nothing happened.
Yeah. So yeah, they eventually like interviewed us, like made sure like talked to us, patted us down, looked at our dicks, like looked under our ball sack and shit to make sure that we didn't have shit on
Did
us.
that as well?
And then
Fuck, they never did
and
that to
then
me.
and then yeah,
feel
the kicker.
Have they ever made you pull your foreskin back when they're
No.
checking you?
No.
They have to me, bro, which is a weird thing.
How much foreskin do you have?
Enough to like fit at least like 3 pills in the top, bro, like a Pez dispenser.
Hundo.
Sure.
Is that a noise in your...
It's kind of got a Darth Vader hood.
So the kicker about it all was like eventually like they're like, all right, you can go back in the car. Thought you were good to go. And like once I heard the all clear, I was like, oh, well, like I was so fucking relieved. The kicker was we get back in the car, we sit in it, and
There was
the
no
cop
tabs in your back.
and the cops the cop just like looks at Deeps, shines the light in his eyes, and they're just glowing, man. They're just like red as the devil's dick, and they're just like, all right, so we're gonna come back in 10 minutes. If you're still here, there's gonna be a trouble. And
Yeah.
and he's just like, but I'm high, and they're like, let me repeat that. So they drive off. We just take off behind them really slow, no problem, bro. We're baked as shit. They didn't give a fuck. They just wanted us gone.
Yeah. Cannabis cautions?
Nah.
Nah.
Move-ons.
Move-ons, bro.
So
just a move
you
on,
were
yeah.
stationary though, eh? You weren't driving or anything with
Nah.
the
At the time we weren't,
then
but
you
then
were
they told
driving.
us to drive off. They told us to leave,
They should
and
not be telling you to drive
Yeah.
off in that state.
And it was your car. They were in your
No,
car.
no,
Deeps
Deeps
is White
Deeps was
Prelude.
driver.
Yeah.
Deeps was driving.
yeah,
White
yeah.
Prelude.
Moved. Fuck the prelude, bro. Shit.
Yeah, so like going back to what I asked, so you was what, 20 years old when you moved because obviously that situation that happened. Don't worry. What's so funny, guys?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I was 20. I was 20 because of that. Because like, yeah, it was just
That's the one.
it was just healthier for my mum at that point because my life was getting a little too hairy.
True, but like, was it from you coming? Like, sorry, did it come from you that you were like, I need to move out, or was your mum kind of like giving you an ultimatum?
No, she didn't give me an she didn't give me an ultimatum. Like, she would never like kick. She didn't have any intention to like kick me out. But it was like, it was time.
Shape out or ship out.
Yeah,
Shape off.
it was time. Like, it was definitely time. And then I moved in with Victor, which was probably a very interesting
Wow, bro.
turn of
Yeah.
events.
Yeah, bro.
And-
The whole Sefton timeline is like another episode.
Just-
Yeah,
Hill?
legit.
Just
That
Hill,
was
Just
Hill.
wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, I moved in with a character called Victor. I won't say his last name just for entertainment purposes.
What's his
Just for I'm not going to say it.
Can't even
I almost had him there. I was like, that's
I
that.
know his last name, but potential defamation of character or some shit if I actually say his last name, because the stories I have about him, not great.
Well, even now though, like, do you know what he's doing now?
So I can give you the overall story. Yeah,
Victor original right here, bro. No, it's not.
well, it's done up now.
What is it?
That rose right there was a Victor original.
It looks actually pretty good. You got
You have a
411.
scorpion on you because you're a Scorpio?
Yeah, but I'm a spider now, so I need to cover it up.
Oh, you little spider!
Yeah, spider.
His tres puntos like spider. What'd you break?
Everything and nothing.
I'm gonna call you Arachno.
Ah.
That's your wrestler name.
Fuck off, man. I'm tired of you saying random shit.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm usually the one that says random shit.
Yeah. How
They can't be.
we feel?
They can't be 1-1, bro. Like, there needs to be a 1 and a 0. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
okay, yeah.
But it's alright. I'll be the 0. You can be the 1 for now. Yeah.
You could be the 9.
I'll be the one for now.
You could be the 9, you could be the 6.
You be the 1 for now. No.
Oh no, that's for fun and gratitude.
I thought they were both sixes.
Oh yeah.
That's for
We're both
FG
tens,
itself.
baby.
Ooh.
No, we're both
You're a
9s,
10,
bro.
right.
Remember 10s are like not a real number.
10's not a real number, we're both 9s.
Why is 10 not a real number?
Because everything starts with 0.
And the
After
ends in
9's
9.
And ends with, yeah, no.
Everything starts with 0 and
10 is just because we're stupid and we add a line before the 0.
Alright.
There's only 10 numbers.
And one of them 0.
Yeah, but 10 doesn't exist.
And the Wi-Fi password was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is that what you said?
That's what it was.
So you reckon the Romans got it correct?
Romans, nah, because they were counting in like weird. Romans didn't have a 0.
Ah.
The Arabics
1,
introduced
2,
a 0 and they were like, what? Made
don't know if this is
math what it is today.
Yeah, because aren't the numbers Hindu Arabic?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Not too sure
Yeah.
with that. During though, like what, 18, 17 to 20, were we always just hanging out at your mum's place? Like
Pretty,
when
oh,
you-
not exactly. No,
That was
not
like the
only.
What
hub
other
spot.
houses, or where would we? 'Cause
We would
I
have a
remember,
lot of
like,
hangouts.
when we were smoking weed, we were always like smoking in the car. We
Well,
never
like-
had a place to actually smoke.
We had the spot, and then I'm not sure about you guys. You didn't hang out there much, but Luke and I would hang out at Amanda's.
Jailers. Oh, Amanda's. A little bit at Amanda's. I hung out at Jailers more.
Okay, but even before Jailers, I think it was Amanda's.
true.
Amanda's
You guys would
turned
smoke
into
weed there a
Jailers.
lot.
And then also
Demountables?
Zena's, Mitchell's.
Oh yeah, Zena's, because that was free
the,
game.
The fucking the
Oh,
crack
yeah.
den that no one lived in that we would just break into.
What, the Demountables?
Not Zena's house that no one lived in that we would just move into.
She lived in that.
But then she didn't. They moved out.
Oh
after
yeah,
the
then we
lease.
used to break into it.
Yeah, and we just
No, we
break-
didn't.
Never.
Yeah,
I've
we
never
didn't.
seen anyone do anything illegal.
We never did that.
I don't know what the actual legalities are when we talk
No,
about
'cause
things
we're
that we've done
we're
in the
talking as
past.
characters from the past. We're not even real
Yeah,
people.
I'm Luke.
Yeah, but like,
You're Goran. That's Quaid.
no.
Yeah.
Apparently, yours.
Who are you? You're
Zach,
PI?
I'm fucking Matt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Cade.
I got
Who's
PI'd.
Luke? Who's Luke?
Who's
Luke?
Luke?
Luke
Who's
doesn't
Luke
exist.
up there? Who would Luke be up there, bro? I haven't met enough of the cast of characters to know.
The Zoomy. So you can DP Luke.
No, that's it.
Do you know,
See what you've done because you decided to like talk about her in that way.
No. But Nazumi's a prim for life. She's also missing the 2 teeth like I am, which is a sign.
So you're gonna go make out with her?
Nah, she's gonna
Did you even reply
she's
to
gonna
her?
be a great whistler.
birth.
Oh, laugh.
was like, yeah. No, she's gonna be the mum of one of my children. Not all of them,
Right,
just
right.
Wow.
Baby mama number 4.
one. Number 3.
3.
I think Georgia maybe number 1, but she's still 2.
There's no such thing
Yeah.
As Georgia?
as
Yeah,
age.
Georgia spelled Jorja.
Smith?
I mean, you can say that, but there's a
She
legality
was
to
wearing
it.
3
Yeah, sorry. I meant
cargo
like
pants.
obviously 18 is the fucking
And like a
legally
see-through mesh t-shirt.
it's the minimum.
Fuck.
And she was very nice. Everyone was so nice.
Everyone was so nice. But yeah, going back to that, I can't think of where Luke. I mean, who can Luke be?
Who can Luke be? Jai?
Nah, Jai is he's more. Yeah, no, it can't be Jai.
Who's Jai?
It's-
Bo? I don't know.
It's
Nah,
it's
it
it's
wouldn't.
okay for me not to have representation up there. I can be
Nah,
my
'cause
own entity.
It's like I was like living in like an episode of like Seinfeld.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you
I
know,
know
when,
what you're saying,
when
yeah.
Elaine has like,
Yeah.
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 It
like,
was Nick Green.
And Nick Green,
Well, like-
Billy Boy.
like there's the your counterparts in another city
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, and everyone's exactly
Like
the same.
you were just in Shelbyville.
No, but like
Exactly.
legit, it's so close that everyone's kind of similar.
Yeah,
But I cannot
good
be.
thing,
mad.
but everyone's always
No.
kind of similar. Just like, yeah.
Well, that's a good thing because that means like the groups of people that you interact with, like they're at least they're all like relatable or relatable to you.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
you're not-
like yeah.
And when they meet, it's like they
Almost
know each other.
seamless. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no awkwardness. There's no like, well, at least there wasn't for me. But yeah,
Because a lot of friends that I've made outside of our friend group often integrate.
mm-hmm.
They often integrate.
Have a lot of like similarities and just like
Yeah.
it's just ease of. Like, it's kind of ease of access of just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can just talk to them and like you have
We're just so used
similar.
to hanging out with those type of people. That's
And then
what
the
we
people that
actually-
don't really fit in, they just tend to like just go away.
They think
Naturally.
they're weird, like
Yeah.
generally. Like a lot of people, like people who, like I don't know, I'm just gonna say normies because it's like the easiest way to like put them. But like,
Yeah, you're discussing normal people.
yeah, they kind of filter themselves out because they think that we're weird. Whereas personally, I embrace weird. Like I fucking like weird. Like people traditionally weird people. Like I want to know like it's interesting. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
right.
Yeah.
They're interesting people. Like they're not like I'm not like sure there are people who are disgusting and like they're probably not people I want to be around. But like just like unusual people, there's nothing wrong with that. And
Unique
they're like
prototype.
Yeah, they're just like it's nice to meet those kind of people. I hang out with a lot of people on Discord who are like very unusual, like,
Yeah.
and a lot of people would, just a lot of people would consider like traditional like super nerds,
Right.
and but they're just like they're funny people in their own
course they are.
way, and they're pretty interesting to talk to.
And I think like us as a group, we're very strong characters.
Mhm.
Not strong as in like the like macho sense, as in like the people that we are, the
Strong.
persons that we are.
Comfortable with ourselves
Like-
and expressive. maybe.
Like
Yeah,
none of
Yeah,
us
yeah,
are
I'm
I'm
alike.
not, I'm not so expressive.
None of us are
But
alike.
you express yourself. I don't think you try to change yourself for anyone.
No, I don't.
Which means that you're true to yourself. Even if you're not expressive in like an outward way, you're expressive in an inward way.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. And none of us.
But you still need to talk more.
I need to express how I feel more.
Yes.
Yeah. Not talk.
No, you don't have to talk more. Just express it in other ways. Through your body, through
Well, I need
your
to feel
soul,
more,
through
man.
your
That's
dick,
what-
through heaps of things. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, funny graph.
and none of us are alike while being like so alike.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone always brings their own like a little bit of.
Oh yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah, but we have so much in common, but we're also very different people.
Yeah. How many groups of guys do you see that are all carbon copies of each other?
While
lot.
not being at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not be the same?
Because like I think you're right. Like to us, to me, we're normal,
Yeah.
and like to me, we're normal, and I think other people are weird.
Mm.
But it's also could. But then if I ever get caught out on it, where I'll call someone weird and someone will be like, they're not weird. I'm like, no, I'm weird. But like to me, they're weird.
Yes,
I
in
know
turn-
that my thing, what I've got with my mates or what I've got in the circles that I keep. Like I know that they're not your norms, but like I embrace that shit. I embrace
Yes.
that shit with a lot of us.
Yes.
And it's not often that you find. What would you say? 10 friends from high school that are still friends. 10,
Mhm.
6, between 6 and 10.
Between a baker's dozen maybe.
Yeah. Or friends that like stay friends, like a core. Like our core groups have stayed the same basically.
Who are the six?
And people come and go,
Yeah.
but everyone's still.
Like,
yeah. It's not like even when you were not in the picture, I never like considered you not part of my life in a sense. Like
Yeah,
I
me
was
neither, no.
like I was never like
the physical representation of Goran wasn't here.
yeah, a lot of the question was like brought up a lot. Like it's just like what do you think of Goran now? It's like, I wish nothing but the best for him. Like,
Love you. I
like,
always
you know,
thought
like,
the same as well.
like it's not like people were like, would sort of question if I was hurt that you wouldn't talk to me anymore. Like, and I was, fuck no. Like, if he needs to sort his shit out, then he needs to sort his shit out. Like, we're not, at the time especially, we weren't exactly the most healthy people to, like, mentally healthy people to hang around with. Because
physically, no one.
yeah,
We were
yeah, because
toxic,
we
in a
were
way.
just wild. We were wild. We were,
And
When he-
together we weren't.
Yeah.
Like we were legit our own echo chamber,
Yeah.
bouncing off each other,
Yeah.
and like bouncing off each other in what could be seen as negatively, but to us it wasn't. Like we were enjoying that.
Yeah,
like,
we had the
we were
best
enjoying those that like
But
those
if you're
vibrations.
looking at it from the outside, you could like
Yeah, it's-
be like, oh, they're destroying each other.
yeah, they're like self-destructive, but like all of them are taking them,
the
like,
same
you know,
time.
yeah.
But that's like why it's so trippy that you've come back at this time.
Yes.
Like why you're here now.
Yes.
Because we've spoken about it. You've spoken about it. It's been spoken about that.
Yeah.
This would, I don't think it would have been able to have happened if you weren't where you are now.
No, and if any of us were where we are now.
Because like I don't feel like the people we were in our 20s, bro.
Like screwballs.
Was
Relentless.
was the death of Elvie like a big like a part of you
Yes.
going AWOL? Like, were you like
up until Saturday night of this week, I carried LV or a part of LV's soul within me.
Really?
right?
What's that?
I'm not sure how well you guys remember his funeral.
Yeah.
But my
Pretty
mom
well.
was there.
Yeah, I remember seeing you.
And
I looked at
then
you and you didn't look at me.
as
I mean, you did, but you didn't say anything to me.
Did I really?
Yeah, you're on the other side and you looked at me and I looked at you.
I was
And
so
it's
sad
like-
that day.
Nah, but it was also like shit had just gone down.
Yes.
Like you
Yes,
kind of
yeah.
taken your initiations of like leaving. So like I
Yeah.
didn't expect you to, but I remember seeing I remember seeing your mum there,
Mhm.
and I remember seeing your mum was like I think she was crying.
I was holding my mum. My mum was holding me, crying, and
Mm.
as that was happening, I was looking intently at LV's mum crying.
Bro, that was hard.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
the pain I was feeling wasn't the pain of losing a friend, a very close friend to me. It was the pain of a son watching his mum cry for having
bro.
lost him. So I think at that point, a part of LV, because he would have been present at his own funeral, entered me and has
True.
been with me up until
This weekend.
this weekend. And I think he's safe. He's in heaven. He's definitely happy. And I'm so relieved and light in my heart.
True.
And that was the last bit of me needing to like close this chapter.
Fuck.
Fair.
What happened? What
Yeah.
what brought that
This
That
guy,
close.
this guy called Drew, for whatever reason, bro. Drew just popped out of nowhere and fucking, he just
We-
told us
we
some
had-
shit about ourselves.
Yeah.
had a convo with him?
Yeah.
Opened up some doors, eh?
Yeah, and then probably the 5 to 10 minutes after Drew left were just, I don't know, remarkable in like a cosmic sense.
True.
Yeah, he helped me. It felt like we picked the rock up off my soul and placed it on the correct pillar itself.
And like you've been doing it the whole time, and it kept falling off the pillar.
Yes, exactly.
You got the right one.
Yeah.
This is the right file.
And we got the pillar. And then
Yeah.
it felt like it was completed. And then he, in only the way a piece of light would disappear, it just turned off. But turned off in the most positive way. It was just
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we
True.
definitely need to go see him at the cemetery before I leave.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I saw him. I went and saw him 1 year.
But yeah, that was I remember the funeral because I remember I got there I got there late actually. Like I did get there late, and like his mum was hysterical, and then she saw me, and then we just broke down together. It was.
I said
She-
nothing to him. I couldn't even look her in the face.
She saw me. It
Yes,
wasn't. I didn't
yeah.
have an option.
No, it's good that you went up to her,
She ran at me when
Yeah.
I got out of because I spent so much time
At that
there,
time,
like,
I think you and LV and I had already kind of separated slightly.
Yeah,
we had an
I-
issue at his birthday where
he was my best friend.
But he
Like,
was
At
your
that
best
point,
friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue that at all.
Yeah, like it was. We were so close.
Yes.
At the time, like we'd started separating because I saw the path
Oh,
that it was
bro.
going down. Because like Quaid is going to remember this, but so there was I was at Quaid's house and we were just hanging out, and like LV wasn't there because he was sort of like just too neck deep in all of it, and Quaid just sort of asked me, he's just like, oh, how's Elvi doing? I'm just like, he'll be dead in 6 months.
Yeah.
And that was just how that was my initial just my response, and it was I said it so casually as well, because I kind of remember it was just kind of how it was, and Quaid just sort of because Quaid knew I wasn't joking. He's just like, you know, it's that kind of way to take it. It's like, oh, that's rough. And yeah, it was just, and then lo and behold, probably not even 6 months later.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Wouldn't have been, it would have been like 3 or 4 months later. I got the call from fucking Matt Smith, and it was unusual because like I'd never answered my phone. I don't think I had his number, but I remember it like perfectly. That I was at Cabra, and then my phone started ringing. It was on the desk in our living room. I just went, answered it. It's like hey man, it's Matt. I'm like, Matt Smith. I'm like, oh, hey man, what's going on? Because we didn't really talk. He was like he was friends with Elvia. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? You alright? And then he's just like, it's Elvia. I'm like, what? He's like, he passed away last night. I'm like, you serious? And I was just like, it was just like a knee-jerk reaction. Of course he's fucking serious. Like, of course he's like, you're serious. And Bo's like, Bo's already there, and like he's just sort of like his expression has sort of changed because he's like looking at me having this conversation, and it's like, and then he's like, yeah, I'm serious. I'm like, fuck. And I can't remember how it sort of like went from there. But then it didn't like sink in at all. Like nothing hit me at all. I was just like,
you called me that night. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I called everyone. Like I called a lot of people. It wasn't until
I hadn't spoken to anyone for ages because I'd like left.
You had left, yeah.
And then I'd been at home. I was back with my parents, and then got a call from Luke out of the blue, which I may not have answered usually, but felt like I should have at that time.
Because it was weird, because I wouldn't have, because I was getting calls from like a debt collection agency at the time. So when a random number popped up on my phone, I wouldn't answer it.
Yeah.
But that one I answered.
Yes.
And
you had
like
a feeling too.
it's just I just answered. Like the universe was telling me I should answer. Like I just answered it, and and then that happened. And then I just called the boys, and it wasn't until like. I called a couple of people, kept it together. I can't remember who I called first. I don't remember what order.
I think you called Andre.
It was like yeah.
Called Andre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andre told me.
There you go.
Actually?
Yeah, Andre rang me and told me.
Fuck.
And I was at home by myself, and like, it's like any time I've experienced like loss, it's the same. Like, your heart sinks. It literally sinks. Like you can't believe the words that you're hearing, and like, it's fucked. I mean, and I was by myself at home, and I was like, is like something like it felt like something's not going right. Like, am I like getting punked or something?
Yeah.
This didn't make sense. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? What do you mean that happened? What do you mean? And what made it worse is that this cunt was in fucking at his first doof.
That was the way. That was
That
the
was the
weekend.
weekend.
That was
I
the same weekend.
So far, bro.
That was the same weekend when he was fucking reborn.
Is that the Safari weekend?
Yeah.
Are
It
you
was-
fucking
It was
serious?
the same weekend.
Holy fucking fuck.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe that's why I had the feeling of
yes.
hugging you. That yeah.
Maybe we were connected through that at some
Bro.
Cause like I don't normally hug people, man. But like I just saw you and I just had to hold you.
Yeah, and you held me like no one's ever held me before.
Yeah, bro. That was the same weekend.
But yeah, it was the same weekend.
Cause like that's why, bro. I've always like tripped out at that how like that thing happened with LV, like, and LV left us, and then like in him leaving, what happened to you happened.
That's right. Same.
Like,
it
it was like-
probably happened like literally like the
within
same time.
hours.
At the same time.
Same
It was
time
just
as I
like
was.
I don't know. There was it was just like something like that was the universe talking. Like that if you could like personify the universe talking, that was it.
Yeah.
Like what are the odds? What are the chances? Like
I sometimes feel like it was gonna be one or the other. Like
Yeah.
if I had gone, he would have survived.
No, don't say that.
I don't know, man.
there's not what the fuck.
Who knows?
Every-
Who knows, man?
He chose it. You fought for it.
I kind of chose it though too, because that was my intentions of like I was.
You weren't
Yeah.
ready to go. He was in so much pain and
Yeah.
could not feel joy. He was the least joyous person in the last few months of his life.
Bro.
Yeah,
And
that's
it was not even fair for him to exist anymore. He was in so much like
Anguish.
anguish that you couldn't be around him and not feel anguish.
that's what happens with opiate addiction, though.
Yeah.
It was just so it was a tragedy. He would get angry at everyone. He couldn't feel love for no one, and.
I thought
I'm not
everyone
saying
was
it should have
against
happened. He could have been saved, like we all could have been saved and were saved. But at least at that time, he wasn't feeling pain.
That's what fucked me up the most was that like because I knew, because I was so close to him, his family, like it was like I knew what was happening. I knew it was only a matter of time until I got that phone call, and I still did nothing about it. And that's what really fucked me up because like I consider him.
I feel that guilt as well. I feel like I was the one that maybe introduced him to that space, because when I first moved in with his girlfriend, he wasn't really doing much.
he was just a cokehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't ever
But
hide.
Not
it.
even
it's
not
just-
even that bad of a cokehead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but he hadn't touched pharmaceuticals. He hadn't touched psychedelics. He hadn't
But-
touched.
But he sort of like he dabbled and then he's just gone into it himself, like he was doctor shopping. Like, but when he died, like his daily ritual was like a ton of Valium, a ton of Xanax, a ton of Seroquel, and a ton of Oxy.
Yes.
He was doing all 4 of them
Yes.
in a ridiculous
Yeah.
amount daily.
Daily.
And it's like
You can't.
that's a recipe for death. Like it's just like that's only a
That's
matter
what they
of
give to
time.
people that are on death's door
To ease them out.
To ease them out.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Saying-
and you saw him when it came to the end of his life, he wasn't.
He wasn't
LVR
healthy,
anymore.
bro. He wasn't my.
He was like he'd come,
My baby boy.
he'd come around and whatever, and he'd just already be whacked.
Zonked.
Like
It was
completely.
zonked, but zonked to the point where, like, even when we used to get zonked together, we'd enjoy our times together, bro. He was just not enjoying. He was just zonked to not be
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think neither of you should like ever harbor that kind of guilt though.
I'm past it now.
did,
like,
and I'm past it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
but
it
like
was something I had to work through for
course.
a long time. There was a good 3-4 year period where it was very hard to live with
Especially
myself.
before the last
But-
time I really saw him and spoke to him properly was at his birthday, when he kind of had a go at me and
Yeah.
like, pushed me off the chair and shit. We had a bit of
Yeah.
a fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then we had kind of like parted ways. So I never really got to spend much time with him before
Yeah,
he passed away
yeah.
in those last maybe 2 or 3 months. But anyway, it is what it is, bro. Love my guy.
Yeah.
Love him. I think he's safe and happy now.
Yeah, well you experienced that like this
Yeah.
weekend gone. That would be
Thank
so
you.
relieving.
No, thank you, Sel.
Thank
I was just there.
That would
You
be-
helped me lift the rock, man.
Yeah.
If you weren't there, I wouldn't have been able to lift it off.
It's
It's
true.
time. It was just time.
It was just time.
You know how you said that when you saw his mum, you like all you could feel was you being LV, seeing your mum so upset.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't love anyone because I see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You always feel that.
You always feel what?
The anguish of a mum losing her son, which is that pain, or the pain of you seeing your mum cry for losing you.
Or
Yeah, but it's not just my mum now. It's
like
just
the
It's
person-
everyone.
Yeah.
that's why I self-sabotage myself not to.
But you don't need to
love
anymore.
someone. Yeah.
You've escaped the.
It's
the-
always
the
been,
danger
and it's
zone,
always
bro.
a thing, and like, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
So
You
in the
can work through that, baby.
in the back of your head, you're thinking that you see yourself, you see them losing you,
yes.
Mm.
and
So-
you don't want to put them through that.
So that's why I don't love them, or
You
I
don't
don't
wanna-
show the love
Yeah.
towards them.
So he thinks
So I
if he
hinder
shows
myself.
love, then my pain will be greater after losing him. Whereas if he's a cunt to anyone, the pain will be lessened.
Correct.
Yeah, I kind of went through that a fair bit as well. When,
But
like, 'cause I
what
was,
he doesn't understand is that
I do understand. I've always
You
understood.
understood that.
No, but I've always
his,
like I've had
his
this conversation.
behavior and cuntiness has nothing to do with how much someone loves him, bro. He can't affect that.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying I am a cunt to people just
No, you're
because of
not,
it. I
you're
just
not.
I
No,
just
yeah.
I just
That's
don't
just the way
show
yeah.
like I don't show appreciation.
love.
Yeah, I won't reply to people because I don't want a relationship to grow. I wouldn't put myself out there so someone can love me because
Cunty
I
act.
don't want them to love me
And
because
lose
if I
you.
was to die, how they'll feel. Yeah,
But they would have.
and it all began since like I got sick in 2016. But yeah.
You shouldn't. Yeah, obviously you know that, but like you shouldn't like.
Yeah, we've spoken about this before as well. Like when we got wrecked and shit. Like this has always come up.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And I know I shouldn't. I know
you
I
shouldn't
but I-
neglect. You shouldn't neglect yourself from feeling something that like is as infinite as what you think.
But like
Like, it's
through
infinite. It-
through like me being
I got
ill,
killed
me
this
being
way.
still like sick.
We'll leave
I
that.
needed
We'll
to
get
learn that so I could kind of in a way heal myself because it was through pain. Like every day I wake up and I feel like that. No, is that dead?
no, I just need a piss.
It is the peak.
Oh no, just leave it
Swap,
on. It's
yeah.
alright. Yeah, just put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I-
yeah, so like I had to let go of my feelings to heal, like to feel healed. That was the only way
So you can focus
because
on yourself entirely and not anyone else's pain. You have to focus on your.
just to see gratitude, man. Because every time I would think about dying, I would just see my friends and my loved ones be so upset, and then because of that thought, then I wouldn't be in a good mental state. Do you know what I mean? So I had to I literally had to lose all my feelings, all my emotions.
And it's so important to remove yourself in that time from people that
But-
are
but-
feeling
but-
sadness about you.
But now I can't get it back.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
what you need to like.
I'm starting to.
You need to remember.
I tried to, man.
Remember to forget to remember.
Like
bro.
it's just like fucking bro. It's just like a muscle. Like once you work out a muscle, just because you don't work it out after 10 years doesn't mean you're like. That's why you have muscle memory.
A year and 6 days ago, I couldn't speak to anyone. I didn't have any thoughts in my head. Now I've nothing but thought, bro.
You shouldn't. Obviously, you know that you shouldn't be like that. But if you want to talk about like ever experiencing or living life, you're neglecting a part that like you're choosing not to experience.
Yes.
Like you're for whatever reason that you do have, you're refraining from letting yourself like
Yes.
overindulge in what that can be. And just because you know, just because like how you think, you don't want to see them lose you. It's a part of life. Like
Yeah,
they're
100%.
gonna, like you're gonna go.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose you.
My boy.
Someone's gonna lose you. You're gonna lose someone. Everyone's gonna lose. So to be, I don't know if scared's the right word, but to be scared of loving someone like that, and because of that, you're limiting yourself to like an unlimited potential of what you're going to be able to experience.
Yeah.
That kind of experience you'll have with someone. If you ever find that person, you'll look back at this time where you felt like this, and you'll be like, why did I ever feel like that? Why did I ever try and why did I ever like put a barrier or a wall up to stop that in? Because like even like remember when you asked me, Goran, how if I would live forever and like if I would if I would live forever, I would never, because like the fact that our life is temporary means we should experience everything.
Yep. It makes it all.
It makes it worth so much worth. It makes it worth so much more, because if we could live forever, then you've got an infinite amount of time to do whatever you want. But because we don't limit ourselves.
Carpe
You always talk
diem,
about
bro.
limiting beliefs. That's a limiting belief.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why it's been hard for me ever since yesterday, because it's like I talk about this, but I'm actually doing the opposite.
Yeah, you feel like
Aha.
you feel like you're contradicting yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Almost as if you were to lie to yourself.
I'm fucking yeah. Well, that's how I've
Yeah.
been feeling ever
Yeah.
since I
Like, are you what?
So then-
Are you scared of being hurt? No, it's just the loss.
scared of being hurt.
Scared of being hurt, like opening yourself up to the hurt of what can happen, or is it just that
No,
you
I
letting
just
them
don't want
lost?
the other people. Yeah,
Yeah.
like letting other people down. But yeah, man. Do you have anything to wrap it up with, Goran?
Other than
Straight into that camera.
I've had the best weekend. I've had a wonderful night. Pleasure to be with you guys in your presence as always. My brothers. And I guess I've got nothing much to say. My girl should probably close it off today.
Me? No, there's been too much going on. The fuck. Okay, give me a sec. It was good to have all you guys here. Thanks, Luke, for coming through. I know I fucked you up last week, and I'm like, oh, Friday, come through.
And then we end up getting a plane to Goldie.
We were already in Goldie when you rang me, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't reply. See, this is what I mean, man. Like, so many people have messaged me. I haven't even replied to Jason yet. Like, and he messaged me a week and a half ago.
But being
saying-
with you, I've never met someone that gets as many texts from friends as you do. Which I don't.
And like not
I
replying
know
to
reply
anything.
to them, but
Yeah.
people still try to text you and still try to like. So that should.
But
Probably
I'm
tell you
pushing them
something.
away though.
Yeah, and even
That's what I
through the
needed, like.
pushing, people still come and send you texts and reply to you and ask you how you are. And
Yeah, what are you talking about? How many people?
I tagged Goran. I pinged Goran.
you know who's gonna respond.
Like it's like Ray, for example. Like you just kind of show up with Ray. Like I've kind of like just like rock up to his house sometimes, just forcefully call him.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
just like can't talk to me. Can't like
But I think Ray's also maybe opening himself up a bit more now.
Yeah.
Especially through loss, I think he's gonna find it's important to have people.
I just want him to recognize how good of a fucking person. he is.
Yes, please,
Like,
Ray.
because
Ray
he
of my
doesn't- he
life,
doesn't
Ray of
believe-
my
he doesn't
life.
bel- he don't- like,
Nah, it doesn't.
like we fucking like I've had so many Munted sessions and he's like, bro, Luke, you're the best, and I'm like, not a chance.
No, you're
man.
the
I'm
best.
fucking next.
Yeah.
I'm in front of the best. I'm hugging the best right now. Like no way, man. Like there's,
What a just a smart, funny person.
it's just he's just I got no words to describe Ray. Ray's something else, man. I fucking love you so much.
Good cookie. This is a good cookie.
Now remember,
Good
Ray,
egg.
through forgiveness, you can turn your pain into love. Young primitives, you are all the sons of the light.
Wapu.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go to meditation. I was just gonna say though, like when you guys were talking about Ray, I was like, fuck. When we are at our lowest point, we are open to our greatest change, which is a quote from Legend of Korra. Let's go.
Yes, let's go, Avatar, baby.
Oh, bro, Avatar's stacked.
Stop.
Avatar is stacked.
Uncle Iroh's
Bro.